Well, hey, babe, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Now let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, honey. Let's talk about it. All right, so y'all know on last week's episode, Sutton invited all of the ladies to her home, her new home that Kyle owns or whatever, and they're waiting around to see if Erika is going to show up. And what happens? Miss Erika shows up. She has arrived. Okay, the ladies decide to go ahead and move forward so that they can sit down around the table and have some food. Now, mind you, everybody is really happy that Erika showed up because they're ready to get in her business. They want to know what's going on, and they're wondering whether or not she's going to be open or not open to share information with them. You can tell Erika really ain't trying to tell them SHI nor T, but eventually she does open up. As the ladies are sitting around, Kyle starts talking about Mercury retrograde, which probably played a fact in her and Dorit having some type of miscommunication. Garcelle, well, they said they're going to have a talk later because Dorit said she wanted to talk to Kyle. And then Garcelle said, okay, girl, well, do we need to give you a timer? Because, you know, it's no shade, honey, but you know, you're a little long-winded, right? Okay, so they all laughed about that or whatever. So that was that. Then they started talking about, Garcelle said, oh, well, Sutton, should we speak on what we did yesterday? Because Sutton bought a car. And they said, oh, okay, great. That's awesome. Then they asked Erika, did you buy a car recently? She was like, yeah. They said, what kind? She said, a Range Rover. Everybody got quiet, okay? Because to them, a Range Rover, honey, it's not that expensive, okay? It's not none of the expensive things that Miss Erika likes. So Erika said, okay. All right, then, since y'all sitting around and y'all wait and y'all want to know some information, girl, let me go ahead and tell you, okay? She opens up about how her life has changed and how she had to let go of everything, like her home, her cars, all of that, okay? Now, Erika says that he pushed her out, okay? He didn't really, he only gave her this much, okay? So basically, he made her uncomfortable, so she had no choice but to leave the house. I'm like, Erika, girl, you lying. You lying, ma'am. That's not what it is, okay? Because the way she was talking to the ladies, she was kind of like, basically, you could tell she did not tell them everything. You could tell that it's more to the story than what she was telling the ladies. And now, you know, at this time, we already know what that information is. But at that time, they may not have known, but maybe have had a clue. I'm sure some people have been doing some talking. But she made it seem as though he just made the relationship so bad that she had to, you know, be pushed out of the situation. She said she had to do what was best for her. She says that none of them knew because it would put them in, this is the key thing for me. She says that none of them knew because it would put them in a bad situation if she would have given them information that they had to hold. None of them knew because it would have put them in a bad situation if she had to give them information that they had to hold on to, like to themselves, and they couldn't share with nobody else. Girl, bye. Basically, she could not tell y'all what was going on because she did not want y'all to be incriminated in the mess that she got going on too. So that's why she had to keep it to herself, okay? She said that it doesn't serve her any purpose to really talk about what she got going on legally because her husband is an attorney, so he's an expert in that field. Girl, maybe not that good of an expert, honey. I mean, maybe he was a little bit of an expert to run out on the plug a few times on these people money and giving it to you, okay? So maybe, you know, he was real good in that area, but he can't be too good that he done got himself caught. All right, so that's what she really mean, okay? She don't want to give y'all too much information, all right? She should speak on what's going on legally because she knows she about to be tied the hell up. Okay. So then Erika talks about how she tried, but she was met with much resistance. I'm like, girl, once you met with me, I don't believe that. Y'all tell me. Y'all been watching the show longer than me. Y'all know how this man is. I know they showed a flashback of how he had to cut Miss Kyle off at one point. But Kyle can get beside herself, okay, at times. So I understand if he had to check her. And then you got, or was it Lisa? I think it was Kyle, though. I'm not sure. And then I guess it was at a point where he had to cut Erika off, too. So, I mean, okay then, girl. Okay, she also admitted to the fact that she is good at keeping secrets like a vault. That right there was another key for me. Like, girl, you've said and done a lot of things these past few years on these seasons, girl, and it's probably going to come right on back up to haunt you. You said that you're good at keeping secrets like a vault. So when you say that, it makes me believe that you were fully aware of what your husband was doing and you was keeping it close to the chest like a vault, okay? So let's go ahead and move on. Erika speaks on her getting a handle on, she said something about wanting to get a handle on what's coming for her. So that makes me think that she definitely knew that Tom mishandled some coins. Not coins, girl. All the money he just sat up there and snatched, honey. It was dollars, okay? He was up there snatching up some real money, all right? She also mentioned that she got her a new small apartment, okay? She did not take all of the furniture, but she took the things that she could. She says that he went to work one day and she dropped him off at work or whatever it was, gave him a kiss, told him I love him. He said, oh, okay, thanks, or something like that. And then she went to the house, packed up her stuff and left. Girl, bye. You and him had a whole plan on how you was going to move out. Okay, him being the attorney that he is, he probably knew what was going to be the best thing. Just go ahead and divorce me because I don't want any of this to come down on you. X, Y, and Z, ABC. If we play it like this, it may go this way or whatever. And it ain't going none of the ways that you may have thought. But we're going to go ahead and move on, okay? So we see where Dorit and Kyle both have a sit down regarding the issue that they had when they were on the plane. Dorit was talking to Crystal. Kyle wanted to chime in. Dorit wanted to finish her statement. Kyle ended up going off on Dorit. And so Kyle says that moving forward in the future, she's going to be aware and she's going to allow Dorit to speak her piece. I said lies. They're going to be at it again. I refuse to believe. And then Dorit says that she's going to be a bit more mindful when she is being long-winded in a conversation. And I'm like, lies, girl. You ain't going to do that anyway because that's just who you is, girl. That's who you is to be long-winded. So y'all can miss me with all of that. Y'all will hit another bump in the road at some point, okay? So Kyle goes on to ask Dorit about the situation dealing with Sutton and Crystal. Dorit mentioned how when she had the conversation with Crystal, Crystal said that she felt violated. And Kyle feels like that's such a strong word, and she doesn't believe that that's what it was, that Crystal should be feeling violated. First of all, if I am in my room, my door is closed, you give a light knock and you enter that door and you see me crouching down or you see me naked in any capacity, if you see me in a position that is out of the norm for you, do not continue to enter my room. Step outside of my door. As any normal person would have done. If you walk in on somebody, your reaction isn't to just continue to go into the room. If you've walked in on somebody, your reaction is to, oh, I'm so sorry. Did you close the door? You apologizing because you feel as though you've invaded their space. So you're going to constantly apologize because you may feel guilt. But see, y'all problem is with Miss Sutton. Miss Sutton thinks she can walk around and do what it is that she wants to do. And to me, that's Karen activity. In my opinion, okay? Miss Sutton walks around with Karen activity. Like she could just do, what are you doing in here? Nobody walks into somebody else's room. You're not welcome. She never told you to come in. You make the decision to do what it is that you want to do and then ask her what she's doing in her own motherfucking room. I don't care if I'm fingering myself, if I'm using a vibrator, okay? If I got my man on the phone and I'm doing whatever, girl, it's none of your business. If I want to go to bed completely naked, it's not your business and it's not your right to enter my room, even though it's with my belongings, and feel like you can continue to come in here. No, ma'am. Now, see how she did that to Garcelle. Garcelle would have wore her ass out, and that's just on period. So all this, you feeling pressure and oh my God, Crystal's acting like this and that. Crystal is being very kind with you, actually. Now, had you done it to Garcelle, you would have got your cussed it out. And I hate that Kyle is over there trying to downplay it as if it's not that serious and it's not that deep. I did that one time. I was on the cheerleading squad. I knocked on the door. We were at this gymnastics spot, and it was this Asian girl or whatever in the bathroom. She was on my cheerleading team. And I knocked on the door and I listened, and I didn't hear anybody say hello. And I knocked on there again and I didn't hear her say anything. And she never had the door locked. So when I opened the door, I saw her. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, she wasn't completely naked, but it was just the fact that I walked in on her. I was like, I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, my bad. I'm sorry about that. Do you know this girl who thought she was white, and this Asian girl came out the bathroom and started to try and go off on me for opening the door? First of all, I knocked on the door twice and you ain't say shit. Okay, so this is a bathroom, not your actual bedroom, though. So I'm thinking you're not in there. And number two, I don't give a if you are Asian and you think that you may be white, you're not going to talk to Jamelia any kind of way and think I'm not going to cuss out. Hear what it is that I say. You think she didn't get her swole out? You think I did not cuss out? Cuss the girl out so bad. They said, we're gonna go ahead and move you off of the primary cheerleading team. We're gonna move you to alternate. That's how bad I cussed her. They thought I was gonna hit the girl. Do you hear what I say? After I sat up there and apologized, okay? But anywho, that's just my point to say that when it comes to Miss Garcelle probably would have really wore you out. So whatever the energy is that Crystal is giving you, it would not have compared to what somebody else would have really did, okay? But that's that. Let's go ahead and move on. So Garcelle ended up inviting over her a dating coach. She's trying to find somebody to date. The last guy she was trying to date, it didn't really work out for her. She said that she moved here, I think, at 17, or at least her mom brought her to the country. She's been taking care of herself since she was 17. So whatever opportunity that it presents itself to her, she feels the need to go after it, because that's why her mom brought her here. In addition to that, she says she don't really trust people. She don't trust that people are going to handle her how they need to. So she really does take care of herself in all facets. So the dating coach is going to work on finding someone for her. Okay. Now we see Erika at her new home, much smaller than what she's used to, but she's working on making it her own. I see she has both of her assistants there. So I'm wondering, how is she going to continue to pay them? Okay. Are they just going to continue to work for free off of the strength of who you are and your name and things? How is that going to work? Okay. For her. But she's over there, you know, she's getting accustomed to some things. Okay. She's she getting cool. She recalled a time when she was on a date or something with Tom and somebody, and I think she was running late or something happened, and the guy said, oh, if you had a real man, you wouldn't have to worry about any of that or something like that. And then she said Tom looked at the man and said, well, if you think that you can afford her, then you can have her. And she said that was something that stuck to her and it really bothered her. And it's like, but it's true. It's true. How does that bother you? It's true. You want to be with Tom for the hell of it. You had to be with Tom because Tom had something to offer. I refuse to believe. So how does that bother you? Okay, then. I mean, that's what she said. We're going to go ahead and move on, girl. Let's go ahead and move on to Miss Sutton. Miss Sutton finally had a mammogram. As old as she is, she said that she's never had one before. I don't really fault Mr. Sutton. That thing look like it is terrifying. And listen, my tits are fine, okay? They not drooping or anything like that. And I don't want you squeezing out any of the suction that's inside. I understand we got to be safe and healthy, okay, for preventable purposes, okay? But girl, don't be squeezing all the goodness that I do have in my wrist, girl. Don't do that. Okay, but Sutton was terrified, and I was terrified for Miss Sutton, but I guess it wasn't that bad. All right, and I'm like, can y'all figure out another way? Why we always got to go through procedures that's gonna harm us, especially women? Like, come on, can y'all figure out another way to try and check this stuff up here in our upper chest? Whoo, honey, please figure it out. Okay, can we draw a little blood and just find out, girl? I'll take a needle before I do that, girl. Like, wait, just take the blood right here, ma'am. Come on, okay. I don't want you squeezing on my stuff like that, all right? She ain't bother nobody. She ain't do that to nobody, girl. But moral of the story is Miss Sutton is okay. Everything came back pretty fine, okay? Once the doctors left, Cal felt the need to bring to her the crystal situation, okay? Cal says that she brings up the crystal situation. She wanted to know how they ended things. In Tahoe, she thought they ended things really well. She tells Sutton how Crystal felt violated. Sutton says that it was innocent. Girl, wasn't shit about that innocent. After this lady just called you out your name. Girl, bye. Sutton says that it was innocent. And Cal says that she thinks that it was innocent as well. Both of y'all fake. Let's go ahead and move on. Sutton says that she was being nice and trying to resolve everything. And now it's being blown out of proportion. Miss Sutton, it is being blown out of proportion by the people that's continuing to talk about it, primarily Miss Kyle, the person that's sending your damn face. That's the person that's blowing this situation out of proportion. You and Crystal have talked. Y'all are good. Crystal is moving on so much so that she came over to your house and invited you to her house. So what's what, girl? It's Kyle and them that's being messy as hell. Let's go ahead and move on, okay? We saw where Lisa, Rinna, and Erika, they ended up going out to eat. Let me go back up to that, okay? Now, y'all know Lisa is launching her brand called Rinna Beauty or something. I guess she got some lipsticks or some stuff she gonna be bringing out, girl. But okay, honey, good luck. All right, now Erika speaks on how she's been vulnerable, and this is the most vulnerable that she's ever been in her life, because this is like the first time she's ever been like vulnerable, I suppose, and having to open up and speak out on things that's going on in her life that she really don't want to have to talk about. Erika speaks on not having a choice but to leave, and how she just left the house. It's like, girl, you bye. Y'all, I'm telling y'all. Erika up there crying. When she was up there crying about her marriage being over, I really feel like she was crying not about her marriage so much being over. I think she was crying about the lifestyle being over, the lifestyle that she's used to living for all of these years. I think that's the reason why she was actually up there crying, okay? But we're going to go ahead and move on. So we get to Crystal's dinner. Crystal's dinner, all of the ladies show up. You know, she's gonna make the dumplings and stuff for everybody, so they're gonna show up. And then let me tell y'all, when Sutton said she had used the bathroom and we saw her tiptoeing through the house, I said, "Ooh, girl, not you giving me Porsha Williams energy, honey. Not you peeking around the house trying to figure out how you finna get in there because you just got a divorce, honey." So, girl, Crystal, watch Miss Sutton, honey. Watch Miss Sutton, okay? She peeking around the house, so Crystal wanted to go have a sit down with her. Like, listen, I want to talk to you about what's going on. It seems like other people keep bringing the situation back to me about our issues that we had in Tahoe, although you and I have already resolved those issues, okay? Sutton says that she thinks it's dangerous for them to talk about each other behind each other's backs. I kind of agree with Sutton on that, because when you do that, you leave the range for people to create the story for you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to add more to the story and make it bigger than what it is. Hence, this is what Kyle is doing. So y'all got to kind of be mindful. Okay. Just go to each other if you got an issue. All right. Now, Crystal and Sutton said, listen, let's just go back to the group. Let's just tell everybody how we're feeling, what we're thinking, and that we're done. We've already spoke on it. It's over. Benito, bye. Let's go. Okay. Well, Sutton gets out there. They start to address the issues with the group. Sutton leads with it. Crystal lets everybody know, listen, Sutton's right. What happened, happened. We're done with it. It's over. Here goes Sutton taking everything to the left. But you know, in order for it to be over, you have to stop talking about it. Like, you can't go around talking about it continuously. And then Crystal's like, oh, no, I mean, like, it's over. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Like, no, we're fine. I'm done with that. Okay. Sutton tells her that, you know, because I think it's a little bit of inflammatory or something like that, she said. And I'm like, Sutton, shut up. Shut the fuck up, Sutton. Shut up. Because sometimes, Sutton, I feel like you always get to dictate how things are, but nobody else can do that. You always can tell somebody how a situation is, but when somebody else tries to explain to you, you don't allow that. You always get to tell people how you're feeling, but when somebody else tries to express theirs to you, it's a problem. At least that's how I'm seeing it on my first time watching this show. And I don't like that at all. And she may be a cool person and stuff, but I don't like that. And Garcelle just be going to bat for her. And I just be like, shut up, because that's your experience. Okay, fine. Okay, but Crystal is having a completely different experience with this lady. So shut up. It's just, I don't know, it just bothered me. Okay, Sutton calls Crystal a mean high school girl. And I'm like, if Crystal is a mean high school girl, then what are you? What are you? A snooty, stuck up? What are you? Okay. So anywho, they go in there, they make the dumplings and everything. They thought they were delicious. Crystal and Cal, not Crystal, but Garcelle and Cal could not stop eating them, girl. They was just tearing them things up. But then Garcelle decides to lean in to Erika and tell her she wants her to meet her dating coach so she can help her find other men that's out there. Ma'am, did she not just file for a divorce like a few days ago, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago? Ma'am, and she had been with this man for 15 years. Why are you trying to get her hooked up with somebody already? Girl, what in the Porsha Williams and Shamea is going on up in here? Girl, I said, Garcelle, you need to scoot it on back, girl. I know you probably one of the ones that advocate for mess like that, but girl, I just, no, ma'am. She needs to heal too. She needs to heal too. I ain't like that. But listen, that's all I got. That's all I got on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I want you guys to leave your thoughts and comments down below. I know y'all gonna do that anyway, because that's just how y'all is, okay? I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram as well as Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.